This daf Yom Yerushalmi Demai in the article Osborne edition. Daf has Mem Zayin Amid Alf right at the top in the Gemara, and in the Vilna. Um, uh, 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 it's Daf Chav Beis Amid Beis, right, with the beginning of the Gemara, which is 3 lines down from the top. So yesterday we had said that if you can, we said yesh bila, you can make a proportional mixture of dates and of figs. So Gemara says about that. Rabbi Yossi Shem Yehuda says b'shem chizka ein bli l'yam b'shem avad. No, the first opinion is that it only applies to wine and oil, not to anything else. In other words, only to liquids, not to solids. Yoram says up to the size of kazayas can actually make a bila. In other words, you make a portional mixture if you mix together things up to the size of kazayas. Well, obviously our Mishnah seems to disagree. Masisa Plika Rabbi Yochanan says Begrogos Utzmarim. It says in our Mishnah that with figs and with dates, bola manoto. You can mix them up and then take mice off, assuming that it's proportional. Pasala akuzaysim. So he said, no, it's only when it's up to the size of kazayas. So in this, the Ridvaz puts in the name of the Gra. Perush the Begrogros, the Begrogros, it's more kochan akuzaysim hanivloim. Actually, to pound down the figs and dates so that the size of kazaysim. Okay, now the Gemara asks, Masisa pliga al Masnisa pliga al Rabbi Yoina, and that's not in the Gemara. The Gemara is putting that in. Who holds in the our Mishnah is Rabbi Yoina, who holds the name of Chizka, that Bil only applies to wine and all, because it says on Mishnah in Grogut Smukim Bowl of an hotel. So we see that Bila works even for something dry, and even even say Zaysim volume, it's still something dry, not something liquid. So rather than that, Masisa Pliga, actually it is in the Gemara. Masisa Pliga al Rabbi Yoina, the greatest it's more in bowl of another. No. I went back. Sorry. It's not in the Gemara. The Gemara's answer is here. Rabbi Yosef Shem Rabbi Zir said, "Bidmai hitiru." In Mai they were matir. In other words, enachanami. Normally we only say bila by lach, not by yavesh, but by Mai they're mekel. Bidmai hitiru ke Rabbi Yossi. Sound like Rabbi Yossi. No, it can't be. No, it's like Rabbi Huda. The Taninon, we learned previously in the Mishnah, Amosai is Mansha Matana Meruba. Then when it's Matana Meruba, so we can say Yesh Bila. I was Mansha Matana Muetes, but when everybody gave us a large amount, we say Yesh Bila. But one of them gave a small amount, then you can't say Yesh Bila. Ma'aser Mekol Echad Bechad. You have to ma'aser independently from each known batch or even each fruit. So the Bei Rabbi Yane Amrei. So we see by the money we're making. The Yesh Bila, okay, even by Yavish. The Rabbi Yane Amrei b'shas Goren Shanu. We're talking about at the time of the Goren. Shakol you nosnim mi mea. They will all give from 100, and the Gra takes out. I think it's a Gra. It takes out the word sa'ah. Is that in Rebaz also? Farish Rabbi Yanai b'shas agorim she'okol nostimi mea sa'ah v'agro zal v'agro raj zal mochak teba sa'ah hayakol nostimi mea v'echad michamishim hayakol nostimi mea v'echad michamishim, and one gives him 50 maaser michamishim. Hayakol nostimi chamishim v'echad me'aboim maaser me'aboim v'chulei. So that's the way we read the Gemara again. Right, b'shas agorim she'okol nostimi mea, when they when everybody would give 100, echad mechamishim, one gave him 50, maser mechamishim, and take the maser or batches of 50. You have to go by the smallest batch, which is relevant. The mechamishim, hayo kol nosim mechamishim, bechad me'arboim, everybody gives 50 and one gives him 40, maser me'arboim. Hayo kol nosim me'arboim, bechad mishloshim, maser mishloshim. Hayo kol nosim me'esrim, bechad me'asor, maser me'asor. We're going to listen to Echad Me'echad. Ma'aseh Mikol Echad Ve'echad. I think Ma'aseh each everyone. So the Rebaz explains. Perish HaRaj Saldim Kol Ham Matonos Shavos. If all the gifts are equivalent, as Ma'aseh HaKol Ba'asachas, you Ma'aseh everything at one time. Hum Yachad, because you say Yesh Bila B'Dmai. Avil Chelik Shel Echad Memur Min Chavero. But one person's portion is smaller than the other one's. Oh, Ein. As Ein La'aseh Kulam, we can't make a Ma'aseh on all of them Ba'asachas. Tzorech Lachlok Kama Chalkim, you have to divide in several portions. The Erech Chelak HaKotan, based on the smallest portion. Kagon Chelak HaKotan Michamishim, and the smallest portion is 50. So you have to divide your Kri Al Chalokim Rabbi Chamishim into many small parts of 50-50. And then you take Ma'aseh each and every one by itself. So it's Talina, so we can say there's Bila in each batch of 50. מכיוון שבכל חלק נמצא לפי ערך חלק שנושא הקוטן מזה, לפי ערך הקוטן שנושא הקוטן, sits in each and every portion. There is the amount of the smallest portion. בזה לא זים בסרו, we don't follow the majority. אבל כשייתו מכל הקרי בבס אחס, we take the entire kri at once, אז לא זים בסרו בה. We then go after the rov. We say, שלקח מן הרוב לא Mahani Bila, that you took from the majority, and Bila is not effective. Since there is no Bila by Davar Yavish. Raki Tiru. Raki Tiru, Rak Oifen Zeh, Rak Shakol Matanas Shobos. So the only matir in the case where all the matanas are equal. It seems like there's because of the Mai, they were more mako, but they were mako only up to a point, and you have to make batches as based on the lowest common denominator. Reb Chaim explains, you divide the kri into 50-50, and you meiser from each and every 50, because you can say the entire 50 of one person. Each is like toilet. You say each 50 comes from one person, and so too, always when one is moved and one is muat, you go based on the memuat. But in the end, he says, in this case, it's not clear why this is any better. With mine, they're mako in this to rely on bila in this fashion. I guess in this strange way, people are going to remember this unique heter for Demai. Okay, it says halacha hey. Somebody who buys from a wholesaler, and then you take from him again. I think we actually did, I'm reading this in the Vilna, but we did this in the art scroll yesterday. So we did this yesterday because it's in the art scroll to the previous Mishnah. So the art scroll just goes straight from right here on the base. It goes to Halkech Minasiton as a header. Okay, so Rabbi Yirmiyah boy. Rabbi Yirmiyah asked, and goes straight into the Gemara. Afilu shbiach lo mikro. Is it even if he says it in a way to be made to praise his the purchase? He says, "Inu chitaya dezamnis minoch esmo tavin havan." Were the was the wheat I sold you yesterday? No. The buyer says the wheat I bought from yesterday, they were very good. So and then the buyer, the seller responds that inun inun, they are from, these are from yesterday's. So the way I wrote on the side, I wrote not, there's not like Kikar Laden, and not like the not like Pnei Moshe, not like Kikar Laden. I don't even know it's like Reb Chaim, the way I just explained it, but I think that way it is glatt. And I wrote, and according to this, Yoni, boy doesn't mean you're a question, but he's making a statement. Uh, Reb Chaim, I think that's the way I learned it just now, but he still asks it's a question. It still says it's a question. It could be. But I feel it's well. Michal inu chitayet the zav is not chesmo. Atavin avim meinon inon. If it's a question, so then Tani might be the answer. But it could be Rabbi Yirmiyah's statement because boy can mean both. Okay, but let's see the next part more. Tani lokech mechen boni. Somebody who buys from a storekeeper, and he takes it from buys it again. He makros al chavis. You recognize the barrel that's he. That it's the same barrel with the same maser men or love. You take my from today's and yesterday's. Vice versa. If you don't recognize the barrel, you can't do it. So it could be that this is a separate statement. Right? It could be that it's also saying that, well, we don't trust him. We only trust him if you see it is the same barrel which you brought it from yesterday. Um, Reb Chaim does not tell us either way. Um, so I would say it's probably something separate. I would like to say that what we said before is a statement, but even we don't, there's no answer. So now the Gemara qualifies saying the Hadar Tema Be'ilan Itik Dima. It's only by the Itik Dima. Itik Dima is evidently says the Pnei Moshe. Um, uh, Miloshin Yain Hikrim, Klomar Velo, Shona Elabei Chavios, Shayan Korom Al PM, where there's a crust on it. Vein Der Shariko Yain Kazem Chavis El Chavis. They don't pour from jug to jug. So it's Kaka Yain Shel Chavis El Cheres, and the wine in the other one should not get ruined. Well, that's nice, but the Chaim has a much simpler shot. He says that it means itik dima are chavios gedolos, large barrels. This is a word in Greek or something like that. So this is something where we should look at Shari Torah Eretz Yisrael and see that he weighs in on it. Um, he does. Let's pause that for a second here. He does not, which is kind of surprising. But so let's go with the Reb Chaim. Then is Tagdimia, where we can assume the same that uh, uh, we assume that's the same. We see the same as about yesterday. Then we say it must be wasn't empty in the meantime, so we can even say it's the same batch. But by small barrels, urcha mefantun elaine, they go elaine. So it's very likely that they pour from one to another. In other words, that they don't stay in those small barrels or small jugs. They're constantly pouring back and forth. So therefore, I can't rely if I saw it in that jug, saw one in jug yesterday, that is in that jug today. Now the Kikaloden has a totally different shot. He says, "Bilan shvaya perish chitim nukim." He says that um, he doesn't explain what the Itkid Maya are. Um, so I don't know what that is talking about here. Okay, yes, it may. So up to halacha vav, which see if that's still from today. Barely. No, no substantial. No, there it is. Halakech mi ba'bais. L'chas halacha gemenu shina. They bought from Babas. He brought from again. Ma'asim is alzeik and ma'asim from both one and the other. Afim shtei kubas even comes to two baskets. Afim shtei heroes even comes to two different cities. But, so you're buying from the Babais, and the assumption is that even if it comes to two different cities, it's all his. Babais mocher yerek b'shuk. Babais was mocher selling your vegetables in the marketplace. Imagine being low me, sub when they're bringing from his gardens. Sell ma'aser machzor kol. They make take ma'aser from one and all. Because the chetzos are bringing from other gardens, then you have to take ma'aser from each and every from each and every one. Says Marioni boy. Rabbi Yonah asked, Rabbi Meir, if it's going to Meir, Ma'asim Mikol Kel Kelach. You have to take off each and every stalk separately. The other time we learned over there, Rabbi Meir, name Ma Timei, name Mashke Hapeh. So why are we Matame the stalks of bundles of vegetables? Because he mashka peh because of the saliva, and the Shaitan so puts in here my timer. Why derech aguda litor the bundle gets falls apart. V'kosher b'pif, and he uses his mouth in order to tie it. His mouth has obviously mashkin tmein in it. Combine tamar tamon. So just like there we say derech aguda litor. The derech of aguda is fall apart. Here instead of v'hik shura b'fiv hachad derech aguda litor. The next few lines. So the Shaitan so changes it. The ka derech agudas le. I can't read the next word I wrote here. Lehat something or other. Let me see the Shaitan so because I can't read what I wrote. So he been saying here, "V'chad derech agudos lisarev," which when they get unbundled, so then they get mixed up in each other. So if they get mixed up in each other, then you don't know. One bundle vitamin meiser, another bundle not meiser. Now they got mixed together. You can't take meiser from anything on anything, so you have to take on each and every stalk. That would seem to be the case, according to Meir. So because when it's misarev, um, I don't think I wonder if he takes out the next line. No, he says, and then he says, "Afil take Rabbi Meir." So, you could even say it's like Rabbi Meir. This is not in the Gemara, but Afil take Rabbi Meir ain't there. It puts in these words, "Ain't derech agudos litor ella shehu matir." They don't come upon their own. You undo them. So if you undo them, so then, yes, they become undone, they become mixed up. But if you don't undo them, they don't necessarily undo them, and therefore there's no mixing, and therefore you can take from each aguda on that aguda itself. But if they did come apart, then v'nose mashinin lachutz u'masher chutz lifnim. He said, well, if and even takes them apart deliberately. It's also not to mix them together. It's to put the nice ones on the outsides and the not so nice ones on the inside to make his wares look better. Um, okay, now the end of the Mishnah. Rabbi Yonah lo sop davar mikinosav. Not just from his gardens. Elafil mikinos acheros. From other gardens. Asin ledaito. If their meisters are governed by him, I guess because he has a certain Bible sign, meiser mizel zeh, you meiser from one on the other, being lav and not a meiser mizel zeh, you can't meiser from one on the other. And that brings us certainly on to the next Amud. And, yeah, not that much, but up to Allah Zayn. And we'll say stop here for today.